Enterprise information architecture is the practice around processes like data governance, data quality, data stewardship that come to how do you manage your information in your organization. There are actual information architects that use the practices of enterprise information architecture to be able to lay out what are the source systems, what are the the key systems of record, how do we maintain the quality of the information, what processes are using that information, because a process is really like a conveyor belt. As the information changes, you need to be able to control the quality of that data. So the architecture piece of that is really laying out those master sources, understanding the processes around quality and governance that data has to ensure that the customer has the highest the most quality information so they can get the best value and best decision making using information. Because as information grows exponentially, there's more and more data. Back in the days of the library, for most of us that can remember things like the Dewey Decimal System, we used to catalog information in a way that we could find any book, any title, any author, and it was all related to a system. And now that with the advent of digital information and the fact that digital information is growing much faster, we need this discipline again and using tools like cognitive computing to be able to help assemble the information in a way that makes sense and it's easily searchable and findable so that organizations can leverage that greatest asset that they have, which is information. The trends in enterprise information architecture really haven't changed that much. I think we're getting better at, and we're using more tools to be able to make sure that we have data of high quality. There's data quality tools that can be used. From a data governance and a data process perspective, there's process tools that can be used. And we're also starting to see capabilities around data wrangling and being able to change data en masse and be able to put it back into the source system. So the trends that we're seeing is the process, the enterprise information architecture is really about the what's the data, what are the processes around it, that the organization governs, how they govern those processes, and then what are the tools that people are starting to use. So the tool set is growing, the processes themselves are the same, but I will see the need for enterprise information architecture is growing because of, as data grows exponentially, the need to be able to manage and steward that data grows exponentially as well. It's just really having a clear plan and a roadmap, knowing where your digital assets are, knowing what systems contain those digital assets, and what's been identified as the master system for that information, so that when your employees are looking for that data, they know everybody's going to the same source of information, so they're all on the same page and getting value out of that. So it's really the communication of a document in the current state, also planning for the to-be state, because as information grows exponentially and with the advent of cloud, we now have data in multiple clouds. And what's that coherent information picture look like for the organization? And how do you want to evolve it? Those are the practice of enterprise information architecture allows you to not only model it, but ask those questions and plan for the future of getting the most value out of your data. At Cadeon here, enterprise information architecture use cases are just about every single customer, and it's varying degrees. So from people that are just starting out to map their data assets and put them into things like data virtualization to get metadata about where things live. I mean, enterprise information architecture is a large bucket of things, and people do it to varying degrees. We've got large organizations that are heavily invested in data quality, data governance. They have devoted enterprise information architects. So a case study for us, it's really hard to quantify because just about every single solution we deliver to our customers, enterprise information architecture is a part of it in some way or shape. It's not a thing that you necessarily can buy and say, this is the box I tick. It's an ongoing process that needs to be administered for longer term vision for companies' footprints around information. we've got a senior team of people that have been working in data, that have come up through the ranks of, reporting, and analytics. We understand the need for enterprise information architecture for the solutions that we provide to our customers. It's a whole lot easier to look at a blueprint and say, what's the master source for this information? And how do I tie it to the other master sources that I need? As enterprise architecture in our background as well, we're big believers in doing a great job around enterprise information architecture. So I think that makes us a very good choice as we do it on a daily basis with all our customer solutions.